I bugged my daughter's husband, Ryan, but the desperate screams coming through the line belonged to my daughter, Emily.
I'm pregnant, Ryan, and you're still cheating on me?
Emily is crying, and my heart is broken. My wife, Catherine, was woken up.
Dan, where are you going?
I was already out of bed, rushing toward the door. Then the audio cut off. A second later, another voice came through. Trisha shouted at him.
Oh my God! This is all your fault! She passed out because of you! I told you to stop fooling around! What are you waiting for? Get her to the hospital!
Then everything fell into chaos. They were shouting, footsteps pounding down the hallway, doors kept slamming open and shut. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely grip the steering wheel. I had suspected Ryan for a while. A few days ago, an old friend called me. He said he saw a man who looked a lot like Ryan going into a motel with another woman. So when Emily went on a business trip, I asked Ryan to come over and help fix a pipe. While he was distracted, I got into his phone and planted a bug. I kept telling myself I was doing this for my daughter. I was being careful. I was handling this the right way. I never imagined it would all blow up this fast. I called Ryan. He rejected the call. I called again, straight to voicemail. Then a text came in. Sorry, Daniel. I'm in a meeting and can't talk right now. I almost threw my phone. A meeting? My daughter was bleeding, and he was lying to me over text. I called again. This time it was off. I called Patricia. Hers was off too. Then their voices came through the bug again. Ryan sounded panicked.
Turn it off. Emily's dad keeps calling. I don't know if he's looking for her.
Scared now? One phone call and you're this rattled?
I slammed my fist on the steering wheel. I could hear them, but I couldn't reach them. I had no idea where they were taking my daughter. No idea how much blood she'd lost. That was the part I couldn't take. I was listening, but I was helpless. I started the car and flew into the night. Then I heard Patricia shout,
Hurry up! Do something!
Then Ryan said something that turned my blood cold.
The baby doesn't make it.
Oh,
I could hear my daughter dying. I just didn't know which hospital they took her to. I was driving blind, running red lights, driving like a madman, praying I'd hear something useful. I called 911. The operator listened and paused.
Sir, what exactly are you asking?
My daughter is pregnant. Took her to the hospital. I can hear them, but I can't reach them. Can you find out which hospital she went to?
I'm sorry, sir. We can't look that up. If she's already on the way, keep your line clear.
I got stuck at a red light, shaking so hard I could barely breathe. The bug crackled again. Then I heard hospital doors slam open, a gurney rolling fast, staff shouting all at once. A nurse yelled,
move her over now!
a doctor this time, another voice.
Broke. She's losing too much blood. She's unconscious. She needs an emergency C-section. Stat!
I nearly swerved off the road. Thank God, they made it to a hospital.
No surgery.
That's impossible. If we wait, she will die.
A C-section will hurt the baby. You can't cut baby out unless we sign.
This is not a discussion. The mother is in critical condition. Without intervention, she won't survive.
Then find another way. We're not signing anything. If you touch her without consent, I will have your medical license.
I jerked the wheel so hard, I nearly crossed the divider. My daughter was bleeding out, and that woman was talking about lawsuits. I grabbed my phone and called Dr. David Ross. The second he answered, I broke.
Please. I'm begging you, please.
He heard it in my voice right away.
Dan, slow down. What's wrong?
I tried to tell him what happened, but I was a complete mess. I could barely get the words out. I was shaking. That wasn't fear anymore.
Ryan cheated. They took her to the hospital. Patricia was refusing to sign for the C-section.
Oh no. If Ryan's mother got there first.
If the husband is there and starts objecting, some hospitals hesitate. Doctors start thinking about legal risks, administrative approval, paperwork, and those delays can kill her.
Will they just watch her die?
David said.
Nobody wants that, but right now, time is everything.
I was crying openly now.
That's my little girl. That's my daughter, David. How can a signature matter more than her life? Listen to me. Don't waste time in this. Think which hospital would Ryan have taken her to?
I forced myself to breathe, to think, to stop being useless. Ryan lived near downtown. There were a lot of hospitals in that area. Still, it was a start. I thought back to how long Ryan had been driving. 8 to 10 minutes max. I pulled up the map. From his place, that narrowed it down to 5 hospitals. 1 university hospital, 2 Catholic hospitals, a women's center, and a regional ER. That was enough. I sent all 5 to David.
I'll start making calls. I'll check the maternity center.
I hung up and turned the volume up. The nurse was pleading.
If we don't do the surgery, she will die.
For a second, I thought maybe he would sign. Maybe he'd do it. Then Patricia said,
Wait, let's talk first.
the nurse was nearly breaking down.
Talk? Her heart rate is dropping. You don't have time for this.
Step back. This is a family matter. You don't get to lecture me.
Then the audio changed. Their voices grew muffled. It moved somewhere quieter. Then I heard Ryan's voice. He was trembling.
What do we do?
Patricia answered.
Use your brain for once.
I slowed down at a red light and turned the volume up. Ryan whispered.
Should we just sign? Get the baby out?
For a moment, I thought he still had a shred of conscience. Patricia crushed that thought immediately.
Be this stupid.
If Emily survives, will she divorce you?
Ryan didn't hesitate.
Of course she will.
My hands locked onto the steering wheel. Patricia continued.
And if she divorces you, what happens next?
Ryan's breathing quickened. Patricia said for him.
She'll bleed you dry. Then there's the custody battle, then child support. And in the end, you'll be raising a child who hates your gut.
What if her parents come after us?
That won't be our fault. It'll be the hospital's fault. They couldn't save her. That's the story. And if Emily dies, everything she has goes to
I felt something tear inside me. They weren't scared anymore. They were doing the math. My daughter was still alive, and they were already pricing out what her death was worth. Ryan even sounded a little admiring.
Mom, you really think of everything.
You just never use your head. From now on, I'll handle the doctors.
Rage burned through me, and I smashed the steering wheel. Then my phone buzzed. A text from David, not the maternity center, still checking. Then another message from Catherine. Where are you? Why did you run out like that? What's going on? I stared at Catherine's text. She was my wife, Emily's mother, and I had absolutely no idea how to tell her that our only daughter might be. I was shaking too hard to even text back. I wanted to call her, but I couldn't. Before I could answer, their voices came through again. The doctor's voice was heavy now.
She has no pulse.
I went completely numb.
You need to sign right now. The baby might still be alive. If you sign, we can still try to save the baby.
My vision blurred. My daughter Emily had no pulse. She was only in her 20s. She had her whole life ahead of her, just gone. I could only see Emily as a little girl. She was wearing her bunny pajamas, barefoot, wobbling toward me with her arms wide open. She looked right at me and said, Mom. I laughed and picked her up. No, sweetie, I'm Daddy. She buried her face in my chest and said, Daddy. That was the first time she ever called me Daddy. I held her so tight that day, over and over. I told her. And now, my little Emily was gone. I could barely breathe. Everything hurt. Then the phone rang. David. I answered immediately.
I found her. St. Mary's Hospital. Go. Now.
My throat closed up.
It's too late.
There was silence on the line, but I said it anyway.
She's already dead. David, my little Emily is gone.
He didn't say anything, so I kept talking, crying, barely making sense.
She was so young. She wanted this baby so much. I can't.
My hands were shaking so badly. Then something hit me. I said,
I heard everything. They refused to sign. They let her die. Can I go to the police with this? Can I make them pay?
Dan, I'm so sorry. If they try to lie, that recording could help. It could destroy them in civil court. But as a criminal case, it's hard.
I gripped the wheel tighter. Then he said something that cut deep.
Listen to me. It's not over. The baby might still be alive.
He was right. Emily's baby. I could almost see her again, holding up tiny baby clothes, grabbing my hand and pressing it to her belly, making me feel the kicks. Emily wanted this baby more than anything. She couldn't wait to be a mother, and she was already ready to be a great one. If I couldn't save her, then I had to save her baby. I wiped my face and pressed the accelerator harder. Then I heard another voice, a nurse. She was still trying, still begging them to sign.
Just sign. We can still save the baby.
We said wait a little longer.
Suddenly, I felt cold all over. Why were they still stalling? Emily was already dead. What was left to discuss? And their voices faded again. Ryan sounded confused.
Mom, why aren't we signing anymore?
If that baby lives, your life is over.